I've come to the conclusion that Kevin Durant has no real argument to be ranked over Stephen Curry. Typically, when I make a ranking or when I'm debating something, I always see the other side of the argument and I can often play devil's advocate, but when it comes to these two, I really don't see how I can play devil's advocate for Kevin Durant's side of the argument. Although you can argue that Kevin Durant is a more skillful scorer than Stephen Curry, at the end of the day, I rank off of effectiveness, and Stephen Curry is a more effective scorer than Kevin Durant. This season, Curry scored on much higher volume than Kevin Durant while having nearly the same efficiency, but that's not all. When you take a look at their spacing and the situation that both of these players were in, you could pretty clearly tell that Kevin Durant had a much better situation than Steph Curry, especially playing alongside two other superstar level players. As you can see by this tweet, Kevin Durant had an 86th percentile spacing situation surrounding him in Brooklyn, while Curry had a really bad spacing situation surrounding him in Golden State at the 15th percentile. Curry had the second worst spacing among stars right behind Cat, while Kevin Durant had one of the better spacing situations in the NBA for a superstar. Based off the fact that Curry scored on higher volume with nearly the same efficiency while being in a much worse offensive spacing situation, I would definitely give him the scoring edge as of right now. Now that we've addressed their scoring, let's get to the playmaking. This is the part of the debate where I believe Curry runs away with the argument and KD's argument is kind of left in the dust. Although I do believe Kevin Durant's a really underrated playmaker himself, what Curry does on the ball, combined with mainly what he does off the ball, gives him such a clear edge in this category over Durant. Although assist numbers don't do a great job at indicating how great of a playmaker Steph is, you have to take into account that he is one of the least ball-dominant superstars of all time, and on film, you can clearly see that his best playmaking work is done without the ball in his hands. Now, if you like watching box scores, Draymond gets credited with the assist on this play, but Curry's the real one who's creating offense. His motion off the ball, combined with how much of a big scoring threat he is, forces two defenders to have to check up on him, which allows Toscano to get open on this play. Now, KD is definitely the better defender, but his defense does not offer a Draymond level premium, a Giannis, or an AD level premium to the point where it really shifts the scales in this debate, and the playmaking gap is so much larger than the defensive gap between the two. Nearly every advanced analytic acknowledges that the defensive gap between the two isn't very large, while the offensive gap is due to the playmaking gap, and that's why every advanced analytic also suggests that Curry's a much better player. And I know a bunch of kids are going to comment, oh, Curry didn't make the playoffs, but the Warriors literally had the win percentage of the 5th seed when Curry was in the lineup, and they were just flat out atrocious in the stretch that he didn't play in the easier part of their schedule, including a 50-point loss to the Toronto Raptors when Curry was injured. Kevin Durant is in such a great situation that his team can function so fine without him. I mean, they quite literally had a better record with him off the court this season. And if anything can be learned from the season, it's that wins and losses are a team stat. These are the two best players in the league, but KD has no argument to be over Curry.